Pass, and it brings back memories because I studied with Joe Pass when I was in my early 20s for a while. I also studied with Horace Hatchett, who taught Howard Roberts how to play. Howard Roberts started the Musicians Institute, MI Institute in Hollywood. Let me turn off this echo here. But what I want to mention here in this very simple live video is that the guitar ladder system is going to be going up in price next year. But if you have any interest in really taking a quantum leap on your guitar playing and your ability to improvise and compose and really understand the art and science of music, I've got over 40 years of hard work into developing the guitar ladder system. It's very powerful, folks, and it works. There's nothing even close on the planet. It's over 200 studies. You get 200 videos. You get 200 charts. Actually, more than that with the secret Horace Hatchet files. And but here's what I want to do, because it's really so much easier for me to explain the guitar ladder system on the phone than in a bunch of emails, and it's not a pressure thing. I just give people a good feel for the system and how I developed it, and usually I share a story or two, and it's really will help you understand what you're looking at there. So call me and 714-548-0385 if you want. We can set up a time, or you can just call me whenever, and if we can't talk, we'll talk another time. But I usually get up California time, probably around 7:30, 6:30. A good time to call me California time is like 8, 9, But you can call me anytime during the day. You can call me at night, up until, 10 o'clock at night, about 9:30 is fine as well. But it really helps me explain the program to talk to you guys on the phone, because then I can, like I said, I can share a couple stories. I can explain some things about it, how it works, because it's really unique. I teach the subconscious mind. I don't teach the left brain, because when you're learning music and art, it's a completely different ball game. You don't need a bunch of you don't have to know theory, and you do not need to know how to read music. The guitar ladder system, I teach the subconscious mind, and you learn the 10 systems of improvisation in a very natural and organic fashion, and it will help you to discover the music floating around your head and find it on the guitar. It will get you unstuck, and you will make, you'll actually make progress, a lot more progress for the time that you put into the guitar. If you practice the right material, and there's really nothing else out there that I've seen, and I've looked at it all. But like I said, this is a result of 40 years of hard work. And if you practice the guitar ladder system material, and I don't send, all 240 files at once. I send one or two at a time so you can absorb it. You just put it in a little folder called GL System. You email me every 2 or 3 weeks or whatever you want. I don't want you to rush through it, and I'll send you some more. But this is really powerful, folks. It works. The huge growth is going to come from the chordal work. I do have some unbelievably cool single note, stuff as well. But and this is not genre specific. It's not just a jazz guitar course. It's a total guitar course that will help wake up your ability to write and compose music in a variety of styles. And but like I said, I really would prefer that you call me. So and again, you can invest in the system or not. That's not the point of the phone call. The point of the phone call is to give you a really good feel for the guitar ladder system, and much better feel than just emailing back and forth. So feel free to call me, 714-548-0385. Like I said, you can call me at 7:30 or 8 in the morning is fine. At 9, call me anytime you want. I love to talk about it. I do get a little bit passionate about it because I've just seen such quantum leaps in my students. And I've said this before, it's my students that really motivated me to put in the tremendous amount of hard work that it's been to come up with this system, and because I just saw growth that was bordered on supernatural. I know that sounds like bullshit, but I'm not kidding. I saw people with very, very little natural talent just have some quantum leaps in a short period of time. By short, I mean 4 or 5, 6 months. And then people with a little bit of talent. And just so you know, I've had a lot of people buy the course from me who've been playing for 25, 30 years. I just sold a course to a guy that has a master's degree in music. He said he never learned how to improvise and felt kind of stuck. And when it was really cool. He bought my system, and the very first couple studies he did, he said, "Man, I'm loving cycle 2 with the shading and the way that the smooth voice leading of cycle 1, and then it starts to shade with the major 13 flat 5." And he said it's opening up a whole new world for him. And compositional skills are based on improvisational skills, and the guitar ladder system will teach you how to improvise both chordally and single notes, and it will teach you the 10 systems of improvisation in a very natural, organic fashion. You do not need to know theory. You do not need. There's no note reading necessary. This really works, folks. This is my life's work, and it's an absolute steal for $199. But the price is going up next year. But if you call me soon, I'll still give you the old price. And if you happen to be seeing this video and it's the new year, call me. Maybe we can work something out. Maybe I can use you as a testimonial. But I mean, I've had a lot of students tell me, "Steve, you should be charging 500, bucks or more for this." This is kind of my gift to the guitar community, because I've seen the joy that people have had in their lives from playing guitar and making progress and getting unstuck. And nothing feels better than to write your own, original piece on the guitar. And the guitar ladder system will help you hear your own music and then find it on the guitar. The guitar ladder system is what you're looking for in a very organic and innovative guitar instruction system that teaches the subconscious mind and opens up the musical ear, wakes up your musical mind, wakes up the artist, wakes up the creativity within, and helps you get your musical tool chest together. This is the real deal, folks. This is not just a bunch of BS. It was a tremendous amount of work, and like I said, even great artists like Pat Metheny say, you just like right now, I'm speaking to you, and I'm not having to think too much about what words I'm using to communicate, because I have the language, of words in my head. It's the same thing with guitar. You need to get to the language of music, the vocabulary of music, and you learn how chords connect and how it sounds musical using, different systems, whether it's diatonic or contrary motion or intervallic or symmetry. And I don't get bogged down in theoretical discussions, because that just slows you down. Any guitar teacher that gets into big, long, raps about theory is just, I got to be careful. I don't want to sound too strong here, but it's an ego trip. It just gets counterproductive. It doesn't work. You learn by doing. If I tell you what prime rib and lobster tastes like, I can talk until I'm blue in the face. It's not going to mean anything to you. But if I give you a bite of prime rib and lobster, you're going to be like, yummy, right? And you're going to understand what it tastes like. It's the same thing. Music is color. Music is learning to create moods, learning to create space, learning to create tension and resolution, learning to work with different styles. And nothing feels better than learning how to compose and making progress on the guitar. It's just good for the soul. Doesn't matter what you're going to do with it. Doesn't matter if you're in a band or if you're not in a band, or if you sell some music or don't sell some music. That's not the point. It's just good for the soul. I mean, to me, playing guitar and going to the mountains is kind of like my church. It's like a meditation to me. Some people even call the guitar ladder like musical meditation, because it tends to help you bubble up, your creativity. So anyway, feel free to call me, 714-548-0385. I'm not going to pressure you to buy that. I just want to explain it to you. It's so much easier for me to explain the system, and I'll explain to you about what I've learned about the subconscious mind and how it absorbs information and how it processes the information that I'll be teaching you. And so anyway, it really works, folks. If you love playing guitar and you want to really make some progress and get unstuck, the guitar ladder system works. All right? Okay, so I'm at 714-548-0385. Feel free to email me with your phone number as well. I can always call you as well. But like I said, it's just so much easier for me to explain it on the phone. And I want you I really want you to feel the passion that I have for it as well, because this is something you can't fake, But there's a lot of people that know me, and like I said, a lot of people that bought the system that have been playing for 25, 30, 35 years. They have degrees in music. But unfortunately, in our culture, a lot of people don't understand the process of learning. And learning art is different than learning, a lot of other studies. So, okay, well, I better stop this. So I appreciate you tuning in, and feel free to go ahead and email me, polkzoo@gmail.com, polkzoo, polkzoo@gmail.com. And feel free to send me your phone number and I'll call you, or you can call me. I'm at 714-548-0385. And in closing, like I said, and a guy bought my system this morning. A guy called me this morning and said he just really enjoyed my playing, and we talked for a little bit, and he got right on the computer and ordered it. He's smart. And like I was explaining to him, that there's just so much work that you have to put into developing a guitar ladder system. Most people just have not done the work, to be honest with you. I think my phone just rang, or I got an email. Most people have not put in the hard work to have a real guitar, instruction system. They've sat around a room, hey, wouldn't it be great to have? And now I'm not saying that everything else out there is bullshit. Everything has its place. But, if you don't just want to learn licks and just learn this and learn that and power chords, and if you really want to learn how to connect chords in a beautiful way in your guitar, if you want to learn how to improvise all up and down your guitar, learn how to play chord melody, learn how to, create your own style of music, learn how to compose, the guitar ladder system will do the trick for you. All right. I appreciate your time, and let's all keep the faith. And this is really, and like I said, I worked a long time with Horace Hatchett too, and he gave me permission before he died to share his secret, what I call the secret Horace Hatchett files. Again, he taught Howard Roberts how to play. Howard Roberts started the Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California. Howard Roberts was one of the best guitar players ever. And Horace Hatchett taught Howard Roberts when Howard was a young man in Arizona. So, the legacy, and like I said, I studied with Joe Pass in my early 20s. I'm 62 now. My guitar ladder course goes back to a legacy of some of the greatest players and the greatest guitar minds ever, but it's all my own original material, with the exception of the Horace Hatchett files, which I've had to actually do quite a bit of editing on, by the way. Sometimes I'll release them as they are, but I've done a lot of editing on those. But anyway, folks, you got my number, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, take care. Joe Pass had such a great musical ear. That's what the guitar ladder system does. The guitar ladder system will wake up your musical ear and make it hungry. And it will start processing even when you're sleeping. When you start working the guitar ladder system, even when you're sleeping, your musical ear is going to begin to put the pieces together. It really works. So it's an exciting thing. All right, take care. Bye-bye.